breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Coming directly to your tablet and smartphone, it's the Glitterbois.
Sometimes life is difficult. You never know what's going to be around the corner for you. Family stuff, work troubles, yada, yada, yada. And then one day, you're just sad, and all at your door shows up the 30th anniversary Gold Edition Riffs original book. And it's goddamn gorgeous. It looks like one of the books that you'd see in the classic section of a lawyer's library. You know, like the Odyssey and Homer, and you know he's never read it, but it's there, and it's in leather, and it's got beautiful gold leaf printing, and it's just goddamn gorgeous. And NPC gave me one, and thank you, NPC. I've been missing the Butts edition so much, and all the art in it, and oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, what's fascinating about this book, I have one as well, is the cover is more or less the same image, but it's sort of a redo of it that I understand was taken way back from a picture that Kevin Long did, inspired by the original Keith Parkinson cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have you know that although this is the Butts edition, there are no butts on the cover. There are hints of them.
There's plenty of butts in the back.
There's plenty of butts in the back. Yeah.
Talking 289. When you're talking about the Butts edition, this is the picture we're talking about. Page 289. Also,
yes.
they did a lovely little swimsuit spread on here, which I have no idea what it's doing here or who those people are.
What page is that?
It's like 2 pages from the back cover, just before Palladium Books presents. Like there's somebody relaxing on a mech and somebody in the sand.
Oh, I totally missed that. Yeah, we got a couple of anime swimsuit gals.
It's like that old. It's like that old Marvel comic swimsuit edition style.
They did a swimsuit issue, well, 2, if not 3 of them. 3 of them, I think, in the Rifter. And I think these might be the full color versions of 2 of the ones that appeared in the Rifter. You know, fun story is you may or may not know this. I have used 2 different characters from the Rifter swimsuit issues as NPCs in the games that I've run, but they were significantly more clothed.
Oh.
Yep.
One thing I really like about this is it has, you know, this used to be a thing back in the 80s when they were tying to collections and stuff, where it just has the cover of every Rifts book.
Not just every Rifts book, but like every variant cover of the Rifts books and different editions and whatnot. It's good stuff. It even shows like the special limited release versions, the different color hardback versions.
You know, the Rifters aren't in here, are they?
I don't think so. I would be surprised if they weren't, because Rifter is more of an entire Megaverse thing, not just Rifts. True. So if you haven't figured out, dear listener, what we're talking about, we both now have in our possession the black and gold hardback limited, only 200 of them exist, version of the Rifts 30th anniversary book, which is the original Butts edition content put in a new wrapper with a whole bunch of stuff shoved into the end, talking about inspirations, adding more art. And it's a beautiful fucking book.
It is. And it's such a nostalgia moment to see it just laid out the way it was, as I remember, as a very young man.
In full glossy pages.
Yeah.
Like not just the full color images. Every page in the book is a glossy print page. Oh, lovely.
And there was a whole bunch. Which artist was TM?
TM. That's a good question. No, maybe that's Thomas Barthold. No, I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't know who TM is,
because none of those made it into the into the Ultimate. None of those old ones, like the Wastelander motorcycle on 29.
Yeah, he had that kind of dirty, gritty, lo-fi black and white
heavy metal early 90s style. Yeah.
Yeah, that God, it's so good. Yeah. No. I don't actually know who that is. Is it Larry McDougall?
No, it's definitely a T.
No, because TM editor See, this is how little we actually know, dear listener, about Palladium. We just talk and talk and talk and talk. You throw some names at us to be like, wait, huh? Who?
What?
Yeah.
You got the dickhead Cyber Knight.
Yeah, you got the dickhead Cyber Knight. You also got the hatchling dragon that's got like the strange bits of technology on it. You've got the original Line Walker pictures.
And the original Glitterbois that kind of looks like one of those city camo patterns just because of the way it's done.
And in my opinion, the best Vagabond picture. That fucking guy. Page 82. Oh, God, I love that guy. I love him so much.
That Cyberdoc picture, too.
Oh, it's good. Yep, the Rogue Scholar, the Rogue Scientist. Fun story. In the Savage Rifts book, one of the pictures that they show is of somebody killing that Rogue Scholar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Page 86, you'll see one of the few times that Kevin Long draws a facial expression.
Oh.
It's kind of smug, actually.
Oh, yeah. That guy. The Mystic. Yep. Oh, that Shifter picture is just fucking classic on page 88.
You know, one thing we should talk about is that this had so many racial character classes.
Yeah.
Like, and not just the dog boy, which we discussed in a previous episode, but I mean, what was it? The burster, the dog pack, Psy Stalkers.
Yeah, this was before they decided to kind of change up some of the acronyms. And back then it was RCC for racial character classes. And these were psychic racial character classes, but they were simply still RCCs. And I think later they introduced the whole what is an RCC versus what are an OCC versus what is a PCC kind of thing.
The thing is that this is still a coalition heavy book, and that's how the coalition would see them. Are you a psychic? Well, that's your fucking race.
True. It is very fascinating to me that the coalition characters they begin as the second on the list of available player characters in the book.
Yeah.
And I think that's simply because they alphabetized everything and coalition came after Borg.
Yeah.
And right before Crazy. In the Ultimate Edition, they separate them out. So I wasn't quite sure what we were going to be doing with this episode, but I didn't know if we were going to do like a full dive into the original Butts Edition content. Right now, this is just more of a nostalgic wank. But
absolutely. And I really want to know who TM is.
What we should do is I'd like to go back all the way back to the back, starting at page 257 of this book. Now, this is all of the new stuff. It is a section called Behind the Curtain. And he talks about all of the people that were involved in making Rifts a thing that happened.
Yeah.
From the people that inspired him to the people that helped him found his company to the people that gave him the inspiration for Rifts to this fantastic loving section about Eric Wujcik to talking about his best friend Alex, who's been heavily involved in the company, and to this wonderful selection of concept art from Kevin Long.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is like, we've talked about Kevin being a highly technical person, and that's true. Even his sketches are highly technical. Like his sketches are these almost fully complete pieces of art. just amazing stuff here.
Oh my God, silence is terrible, but I'm, flipping through it.
Yeah, Kevin Long, I think, gets the majority of the space in this section, and it's well deserved. If you are fortunate enough to also have a copy, on page 266 is one of the taped. No, that's Keith Parkinson. Sorry.
Yeah.
On 266 is one of the taped together, faxed over pencil copies of the original cover. And it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even the painting. That's just the faxed over penciling of what would become the painting later.
And by painting, we mean the Butts Edition painting.
Yeah. And then there's some images that I don't think I've ever seen before. Like that one in the top right of page 267.
This Xerox sucks. Sorry. Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Whoa.
that's I see what the Splugorth were all about there. Little hentai, but that's okay.
That was tentai, really. Yeah. The Mutants in Orbit cover, page 268. God, just fuck. This art is all so good. I didn't know that Parkinson had passed. So
I didn't either.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, we talk a lot about the art in Rifts, and for good reason. But I don't think I would have, it wouldn't have grabbed me without it. Robotech would have been as far as I went into Palladium. So I suppose the takeaway of this is, go ahead and put the butts on the cover. And if people yell at you, screw them. Just fuck it. Do it. Make your monsters evil. Make the villains terrifying. Make the butts biteable. These are all very important things. And you want, when you want someone to pick up your book in a store, the first thing you got is the cover. And after that, you're going to get a quick flip through. And if nothing happens, then that's just shelved. That's gone. That one rifle through that takes about 10 seconds. If you can get them to stop on a picture, then you've got something. And there's so many pictures to stop on.
In the 90s, I saw the Butts edition and bought that fucking book.
Yeah.
Kevin talks a lot about the people who inspired him and helped him out and made Palladium and Rifts a thing. But I really love the part at the end where he just goes on for several pages about his inspirations.
I like every time he does that. I like it when he does it in his emails. I like it when he does it in the Rifter, because I think at the back of everyone who's really into gaming's mind is, I want to do a game sometime. And it's fascinating to see the creative process in someone's mind who's so prolific, who's just done so much.
I love hearing his tales about the Defilers. I really wish that he would sit and just write it all out, like from memory, and maybe collect some old notes and just write like the story of the Defilers and what they went through.
You know, I don't read a lot of autobiographies, but I'd read his.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I think he's a little long-winded when it comes to game description stuff. Like some paragraphs are about 3 times as long as they need to be. And I think that there's a lot of repeat text in some of them that you can condense it down. But I still love everything that he puts down. Like even if it is repeat, even if it is these really long rambling paragraphs about things, because I feel that he is talking to me. I feel that he's not like writing a text. He is telling me a story.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's just like Conan. Like all of the Conan stories by Robert E. Howard were written not as a story, not as like a piece of fiction to be written. They were written with him in his mind, writing it as if Conan himself were telling this tale at a bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with Fatford and the Grey Mouser. Those two hung out. They got drunk. They drove all over Manhattan. Yeah. I want to point out that the Ziktikiks were a much bigger part in this book.
Well, they had foes in this book.
Yeah, which is odd because the Ultimate Edition has a lot less of that, and also has 100 more pages somehow.
Well, yeah, he adds a whole lot more to every character class. Like we've talked about, like for example, the Cyber Knight. How the Cyber Knight went from like 2 or 3 pages to like 7 to 9 or something.
Yeah.
Like he goes in, there's just a lot more text in the new book, which, quick roll monsters. I forgot about this shit. The Game Master section, I think in the Butts edition, it has quick roll random fucking monsters. Like, holy crap. How did I forget this? All right. Well, Matthew, our games are about to get a little bit more interesting. Just saying.
All right.
This is something. This is just 4 pages that really should have been in the Ultimate Edition. This is some good stuff. A random roll table to generate a monster on the fly. Come on. Hell yeah.
Looking at Long's pictures in the Ixtic section, I think someone was watching Nausicaa in the Valley of the Winds recently, just before he drew these.
And that fury beetle, sorry. the
furry beetle.
No! Yeah. quick stats for Coalition Grunts and Samus. I forgot about
used that.
These. Typical dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Not a huge bestiary here in the core book, but you know what? It's enough. This is a game, as we've talked about in the past, where you ride a power armor and fight dinosaurs. And you know what? You can pick up this book right here and you can do just that.
I want to go. I mean, the expanded edition here is nice. It's beautiful, and I love all the thoughts and the extras that you get in the back. But I would like to go back and encourage anyone who hasn't gotten it to not only buy the Ultimate Edition as your general source, but to also pick up just a used copy of the original Rifts book, because it's different and it has stuff you can use. It has a lot of stuff you can use, and some of that old art, gorgeous. Yeah. Like that auburn-haired druid lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, a fun story. As I was reading through the inspirations and talking about the people that helped make Rifts happen, and he talks about Keith Parkinson. So the druid lady, the cyber knight and the DB riding on horses, and the demon from the Rift or whatever, the thing on a field of black. Those three paintings were just random Keith Parkinson paintings that he had purchased. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I remember always thinking, I don't really know why these are in this book. Even back in the day, I remember seeing that druid lady thinking, but there's no druid in this book. And I remember seeing the DB and the Cyber Knight thinking, that just looks like fantasy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Because the book is so heavily focused on North America that I guess Kevin just got excited and he purchased those paintings. Yeah.
It's a beautiful book, and there's only 200 of them, so we're not gonna rub your noses in it too much.
Yeah. What number did you get?
Mine was 190 something. 191 out of 200.
All right. Yeah, I'm glad I put it in that order. It was one of the last ones. I somehow got number 4.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And as always, when you order something from the Palladium Books website, be it a special edition or a standard book, they autograph that shit. And I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah. And on these, we got another dragon from Kevin, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love those. He draws a little smiling dragon in it. God damn. This was a good gift. Thanks, NPC.
You're welcome.
This was a great trip down memory lane, and 30 years, man. This is a 30-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
You name me one other game that's operating the same rules as it was 30 years ago. Like, and just role-playing game, let's not even go into like video games.
Well, damn. Yeah. I mean, somebody could potentially make the case for the fact that people are still playing 30-year-old games or 40-year-old games, the whole party like it's 1979 ethos of the OSR and stuff. But
one that's active, though, that's the same company still just pushing it out.
Yeah.
It's goddamn amazing.
The closest thing I can maybe think of, and it's just on the top of my head, and it's simply because they're still publishing the original rules, is a company called Light Raider Academy still releasing a game called Dragon Raid, which is a boxed set released in the 80s of a Christian role-playing game. And it's so good.
So do you get to level up to God, or
no,
how does that happen?
You're a light raider. You go forth and bring religion. The whole thing isn't about, converting the infidels or whatever. You're knights, you're warriors, you're wizards or whatever. And the art is fucking beautiful. It is really evocative. It is that old school 80s fantasy art. It's just beautiful. But it's a Christian game. So you cast spells by reciting Bible verses.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's not a bad game. And you know what? For a Christian role-playing game to put that much effort into production value during the Satanic Panic.
Was this just a direct attack on D&D, though?
I think it might have been someone who saw value in what Dungeons and Dragons did and was trying to do something with it to maybe minimize the Satanic Panic, or I really don't know. I don't know what led to them doing this, but I do remember.
Drop a link to that one in the description. I'd like to see this.
Like, I've got this fancy fucking dice roller from them. Dice tower. Yeah. From Light Raider Academy. They just did a Kickstarter for a new game that's connected to it. So they're still publishing this box set. Huh. In fact, I last year ordered a new copy of the box set. They sent it to me, and half of the material was vintage first printing in perfect condition.
How did you come across this? Were you like in church as a child, or?
I came across it because shout out here. There's a vintage RPG Instagram that I follow. He might even have a podcast. I don't know, but on Instagram, Vintage RPG, this guy goes through and does every day a look through a vintage RPG product. And one day he was looking through this one from Dragon Raid, and it's like, oh my God, that's one I always meant to check out, but I never got a chance to. And I was like, I'll look them up. I'll see if they're any good. And then it's like, holy fucking shit. The website is up to date. It's modern, has a shopping cart, and they're still taking orders for the original game. It blew my mind.
Palladium, did you hear that? The Christian Science Reading Room version of D&D has a modern website.
No, I got to give him credit here. The Palladium website is come a long way.
Have you seen the forum?
Well, okay, hold on. We're not talking forums. First off, forums tend to be completely separate software. I've run forums before. They run on their own platform. You can consider them to be a separate component from a website. Their main website.
Consider that to be a BBS is what they.
That's what it is. Okay, so I apologize in retrospect, dear listener, that this episode is really just us ranting.
It's a beautiful book, but God, that website.
No, the website's fine, and I don't want to discredit it. I don't even know if he still works there, but Rex Barkdahl, the guy who initially contacted us when we were doing our previous podcast and sent us that care package. I know that he was heavily involved in the.
I thought he was the social media guy.
I don't know. I don't actually know. I haven't seen his name in a while, so I don't know if he's still around. They kind of keep things a little, under the belt, not really talk about a lot of that stuff. May or may not still work there. Who knows? Kevin's hired me. I want to edit your books, please. Anyway, I don't really know if Rex is still there. Please, Kevin, hire me. I want to edit your books. But
seriously, hire him.
I've done it for pay, and I'm good at it. So
you know what? So you know. I think it was. You're right. I'd like to apologize that I was wrong, because I was looking the last time I was on this. I was looking on my phone, and that's on me. That's not on this. The website is fine. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I will never ever bash any company for having a website that doesn't look good on a phone, because I think the internet on a phone is a horrible thing anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, no, this is fine. I was in the wrong.
Okay, all of this website stuff aside, you like the book, Matthew?
God, it's fucking gorgeous, man.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. It has a place on my shelf next to the hardback Ultimate Edition. Maybe one day.
Pens.
What?
They have Riffs pens.
Yeah. I have one or two of them, and the bookmarks and the cups and I have the cups. and then my significant other dropped it and felt so bad because I loved it, and she ordered me another one. So now I have 2 Riffs cups, one with the chip. I have the same with Palladium Fantasy cups, and I dropped it. I dropped my first one, and the handle broke off, but the rest of the cup is fine. So now it's my pen caddy on my desk.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm scrolling through the store.
Oh,
they must, dude. I want to be their warehouse worker. He can do the books. I just want to play in all the stuff. You can pay me in stuff. I like stuff.
I do love stuff. I have been curating my own private wish list for everything that I want to get from their site. And I just wait for it to go on sale because, money, it's tight. I kind of splurge from time to time. But in my defense, I will say, when I got you that book, I looked and looked and looked for an original copy of the Butts edition. And the amount of money at that time for the searches that I found that it would have cost to buy a decent version of the Butts edition and ship it to me was about $20 less than it cost to buy that book and ship it. And one of them is a superior version.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, $20. I can spend 20 extra bucks here for a slice of history.
I am going to get that again, though. The original battered old butts edition.
Yeah. It's a great book. I am torn between the changes. You know, we talk a lot about the changes in Ultimate Edition, and many of them I think are for the better. I think that they did give some of the classes more versatility. They made them more personable. They definitely balanced them, quote unquote, more.
Yeah.
But that art, that line art in the first book is what really cemented my love of Rifts.
Agreed.
TM,
Agreed.
Whoever he is.
You know what? It's not even, it's someone we don't even have to have Palladium tell us.
Yeah.
Or even someone we don't know. Someone right now, well, not right now, this hasn't been released, but someone the day this is released on our Discord is going, oh, you fucking idiots. It's
All right, we're 30 minutes into this, and I think we spent about
stop.
a third of the time actually talking about the book.
It's a beautiful book. I mean,
this is our freeform book review of the 30th edition hardcover black and gold.
Check in with us on the 40-year edition.
Yeah, seriously, I'm just looking at the cover and I'm shining the light on it in a certain way, and God, it just glistens.
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
Why did they use gold? Palladium is silver. It's a silvery metal.
They've used silver in some of the hardbacks.
They have.
But this was a gold. Yeah, don't know.
Yeah.
I think my bestiary's gold, too, maybe.
I'm flipping through the miniatures right now.
Okay, well, that I think is going to bring us to a close here.
The Samus looks constipated. Right, close.
Thank you for listening, and catch us online. Tell us the name of this artist, which, you know what, I am deliberately not going to look it up, just so I'll be surprised when you tell us. Let us know what you think about this. Let us know what you think about the Butts edition. And specifically, if you have a copy of this book, let us know the number. We'll keep a record. We really won't.
That would be curious. No, actually, we should. I'm curious as to how many of the Glitterbois podcast people are actively investing still in Palladium, or if they're still active players and buyers, or if it's more a nostalgia trip. So yeah, actually do let us know. And if NPC doesn't pick it up, I'll write it down. It's fine.
All right, then. We'll catch you next time.
All right. Bye, everyone.
You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons Zero license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterbois. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.